It's a big old world, big and blue. It's beautiful, spinning just like you, like you. Pretty big.
Dear Mr. President, hi, my name is Lexi Shea Bell. I just have to voice my opinion. There's so much that needs to be done to make the world a beautiful place, and you don't concentrate on the truly important issues. People are programmed. Get into a competitive college, get married, have kids, make tons of money, die. I just want some feelings between men and women across the world, and a future for my kids and everyone else's. Because really, if you can't have faith in a kid, there's no one else. Signed, an incredibly concerned teenager.
As you sing,
The first time I got high was with The Who, JFK Stadium. Yo, Philly! That's the first time I remember being compared to Janis. I expected a similar trajectory, which makes pushing 50 now a miracle, really. I guess you could say rock and roll was my gateway drug. I glorified the musicians and bad boys around me. And then there was film. I always wanted to make movies, starting with this first one, The Crazy House. Later on in life, I realized that nonfiction is actually much more entertaining than fiction. I joined the circus and have documented, if you will, some talented people. I grew into my role as a voyeur and became a professional at it, frequently going on the road with all kinds of bands.
Dark and stormy day.
I'm not in love with you anymore.
come on, girl, let's start a blues farm. Take me by the arm, let's start a blues farm.
Ambition drove me hard as a reality TV camerawoman. Though my lifestyle was catching up with me, expressing itself as chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia. But I kept working. My first feature blew it up with a different kind of rock star.
All right.
And then back to my roots with the unband. And my best friend from growing up.
Mike is perfect in every way.
No stranger herself, first going on tour with the Dead when she was 16.
I don't think they're ever going to like sober up and write a bunch of insipid songs about alcoholic girls.
3 days after locking picture on this film, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Little did I know, I'd be turning the camera on me this time.
Right now, it's all about me because I have breast cancer, and it is all about me right now because I need to.
And maybe that's what you love about it. Now you get a whole documentary for you because now it's all about you. I mean, you're borderline narcissist.
How do I go back to being, a normal woman?
There's no sky like the New Mexican sky. It ain't not been a good old pilgrim for you, for you. For
It's too painful for him. He's been asked to do it with his mother twice and his sister 3 times, 4 times.
I think what my dad is thinking right now is, when will this nightmare be over? How long will I have to support my pathetic daughter?
I'm gonna wait longer than I fucking have to, though.
Stop crying. Listen, tell me what you need. What do you need?
He would never ask me what I need.
You have access, you know,
To what?
to your father, making calls and getting shit done. You're not
Right,
just
right.
one of the people that they
Right.
can just let go because you're on Medicaid or whatever the fuck.
Right.
You know?
Right.
You have money, power, and access. And I'm sorry, this is not something to fuck around with, and it should be used to your advantage as
Right.
much as we can.
If you had a 1 centimeter tumor, a real small tumor, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If you had a 5 or 6 centimeter tumor, we wouldn't be having this conversation. The reason we're having it is because you're in the middle, and you need to be aware of this. Get dressed, and then we'll get your family, and then we can talk about everything. Yes. If you signed up for a bilateral mastectomy with reconstruction today, as much as you think it's the right thing to do now, tomorrow morning you're going to wake up and say, oh my God, what am I doing? This is going to take a little while to get through.
A lumpectomy just feels wimpy. It just doesn't feel like enough.
8 days ago, the thought of somebody putting a needle in your breast was a horrendous thing.
Totally.
Here you are now looking at me and saying, maybe I should have both my breasts removed. Then you're going to change your mind about 9 times over the next week or 2.
Huh.
Thank you a million times.
It's my pleasure, whatever she needs. Whatever she needs.
Thank you.
You think Lexi's scared?
Yeah, she's scared. She's fucking terrified. She's really scared.
Just tell me if you know what my MRI results are.
There's a, it does exist in
Is it contained?
Yes,
It's contained.
it's contained.
It is not spread.
No.
You're
Yes,
positive?
it has not spread, but it has not spread.
And I'm now preparing, I think, for chemo. You know, my prayer at this point is that the chemo actually works. If it doesn't, then I think I'm fucked.
I took chemo in October of 1986. My first chemo treatment was very surprising because you never prepare for it. I took it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and 5 o'clock the next morning I had these heaves and threw up everything, and from that time on, for 3 days, I wasn't able to get out of bed.
On Chemo Fridays, I try to reconnect with my Jewish heritage by honoring Shabbat, and as a smokescreen for the torture I've endured that day. Friends come over for dinner, and this night I've created a menu to remind my father of his mother, one that allows him to reminisce and forget he doesn't want to be part of this film.
What was the secret to...
Grease. Barrels of oil. The oil price went up $20 a barrel when my mother made pancakes. These are delicious, I'll tell you.
We're so glad that Shabbat is here.
Yeah.
Shabbat shalom to Lexi. Shabbat shalom to the Ima. Shabbat shalom to the boy. Shabbat shalom to
That I understand.
Shabbat.
Is this the name of the documentary called Potato Latkes?
What's that?
Potato Latkes is the name of the documentary? Huh?
Could be.
Could be.
We're so glad that Shabbat is here. That's the Tot Shabbat version.
I could be totally playing Russian roulette and not getting a lumpectomy or a mastectomy and not doing radiation and just doing the chemo could be one of the worst mistakes of my life, maybe. But I think in a lot of ways, I wouldn't be able to live with myself knowing that I went against what my intuition says to me is what is right for me. Today we're at Speed Date with Wellness at University of New Mexico in Albuquerque. We can go to any university and we can help create a local wellness community that allows young people to be excited about their wellness and the prevention of illness. I'm not going to have surgery. I'm the one who made this cancer. I'm the one who's going to make this cancer go away. Billions of dollars are being spent on cancer research, supposedly, and I'm going to cure myself of breast cancer without surgery. One doctor said I had a good chance of living 5 years, though, given my family history, it would be wise if I had both my breasts removed. One is prophylactic. A hysterectomy also is prophylactic. Chemo and radiation. Maybe it was the memory of my grandma's hack job mastectomy. I just did not want surgery. Even in those first days of diagnosis, I felt my cancer was systemic. I needed to dissect my cancer tumor in my own way and understand why it sleeps and why it wakes. It's the whole me that needed healing, not just my breasts. Over the past 7 years, I've developed my DIY inexpensive cancer protocol. Here's a few parts. I began with food as medicine, starting with Ayurveda and currently being more raw vegan. I begin each day with a green smoothie. And everything goes in glass jars. An obsessive commitment to dodging plastics, which mimic estrogen, much like pesticides and chemicals do. My body had a storehouse of chemicals from years in a photo darkroom and partying like a rock star. This infrared sauna helps me sweat and detoxify, while this machine decongests my lymphatic system. Living in a river village outside of Santa Fe, my home grounds me. I wish I could tell you I've cured myself of breast cancer. Last year, the tumor metastasized. I've decided after this TED Talk to go to Mexico for a cancer vaccine. One cure offered for a lot of money in a different country.
I'm in my 3rd week of doing cancer vaccines made from antigens from my own urine.
The goal of our vaccine here is give your body something which alerts your immune system to the fact that there's a problem.
Our body is like a city.
It's about teaching my immune system to recognize the cancer cells.
The job of the police representing the immune system is to find the criminal element, which would be like the cancer in your body.
The tumor is going to have some sort of protein expressed in it that is not expressed in a normal cell.
Rile up the hound dog to smell out that smell and track down that person.
We're teaching the body, when you see this protein, take it out.
If you would think of it this way, it's the smell of the cancer.
Here I am in the last month, injecting my own tumor-specific vaccine made from my urine into a tumor that I've been living with now for 7.5 years. In the last month, I got really brave. I thought, well, what can I do? This is working. I can feel the tumor getting smaller. I can feel activity. So I started injecting into the tumor wall, trying to get to the root of it. And guess what? It worked. I'm cancer-free.